welcome to the Afternoon Music Blend. I'm Deborah Holmes, your station manager. What a beautiful, beautiful way to open up this hour of music here on KSTL. You've just heard beautiful music, the title tune from the CD project by Pam Green entitled In His Presence. And we are just truly honored and privileged to be in the presence of the gospel artist and her manager and producer here live in studio. So as we said in the opening, you do not want to miss not 1 minute of this very special hour. Let me welcome to KSTL and introduce perhaps to many of our listening audience who may not know you, Pam Green, gospel recording artist.
Hi Deborah, how are you?
I am actually wonderful on today. And we have your manager, Chrys Yvette.
Hey Deborah.
Hello, my dear. And we also have Jerrin DeLoatch. Jerrin is kind of sitting off to the side, but that's all right. He's in here with us as well. So we want to welcome you to KSTL, and certainly we want our listening audience in this hour to get to know more about St. Louis's own. We're claiming you, honey.
Yay.
All right. We want our listening audience to know more about you because many times we hear music and we don't really know much about the artist, and sometimes people will say, oh, well, you know, they knew, so I don't want to, I'm not going to invest in them. We want our audience to invest in you because all of this is God inspired. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Tell us, Pam, you are from St. Louis.
I am born and raised.
What area?
I was born and raised right here in St. Louis, North City, St. Louis.
North City. And I know that you come from a family that certainly is connected to the Lord.
Yes.
Spiritually so, all around, because your brother is none other than
Bishop Raphael Green.
All right, so we know that there has been some excellent teaching, rooting, grounding,
yes,
and word, so
yes,
we will expect nothing less than out of your music will come messages and testimonies of inspiration and encouragement for our listeners, right?
Amen, that's right.
Well, before we get too far into this interview, we've got to do some shout-outs because I don't want any of your people to be mad at us because
That's right,
you didn't mention
absolutely,
them. Start with those two angels of yours.
I want to say hello to my daughter Amaris Keys and to my son Justin Keys.
All right, and Mom and Dad, I had the pleasure of meeting them.
Yes, you did,
All
absolutely.
right.
Hi Mom and Dad, I know they're listening.
Very good, and then your siblings.
My brother Bishop Raphael Green, also my sister Lillian. I have another brother, Christopher Green, and another brother, Jonathan Green.
Big family.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so the whole family, we have acknowledged you, and so just sit back and enjoy as we enjoy this new CD. And when I say new, I mean you here at KSTL are hearing this music for the very first time, but it certainly won't be the last time that you hear it,
Yes.
okay?
Amen.
Understand from reading your bio that God has really been impressing upon you and developing the gift of vocal ministry for a very long time.
That's really true. When we were growing up here at our local church at that time, Christ of the Mission Baptist Church, I was around 5 years old when my dad formed a choir, a youth choir at the church, and we started singing.
And were you singing lead then, or just kind of background?
Just background, because I was still about 5 years old. I think my first solo was actually when I was about 7.
And so that just says that you're not too young. Many of the churches have children's choirs, and so even if the voice is not fully developed,
That's
it's
right.
up to us to encourage
That's right.
our young people.
That's right.
Okay, because maybe your first solo it would not have gotten a Stella Award. However, I'm sure they said, "Baby, that was so good. That was so good,"
Absolutely.
and you probably just grinned and said,
did.
"You know what? Thank you." And here you are now by that encouragement.
That's true.
Staying the course.
That's true.
Also, in looking at your bio, many times when songs are birthed, they're birthed out of situations or circumstances, and so much of what you write about is based upon personal testimony.
That's true. That's true. The song that you just heard, In His Presence, actually came out of a time I was at questioning God about some of the things He had allowed to go on in my life. And I was trying to figure out why He let it go the way He let it go. And I fell asleep. And when I fell asleep, I began to hear this tune in my spirit, the one you just heard, and I heard the words. And the Lord was sharing with me that it's not always the way we think it ought to go, but when we trust Him, He's directing our path. And that no matter what it looks like, it's going to turn out the right way for our lives. And when we're done, the response that we should have toward God should be one of worship. That's why it ends with, oh, worship Him, for He alone deserves the praise. That's how that came.
And I'm so glad that you brought out the point that you were questioning God.
Yes.
A lot of times people feel like we don't have the right to question God, but He would not have put in the Hebrew language the word mah, M-A-H. It means a question. What? Why? We are supposed to ask Him. You know why? Because He and He alone has the answer.
That's the answer, absolutely.
It may not necessarily be what you thought the answer should be.
That's right.
But God has an answer
Absolutely.
for all of our questions.
Absolutely.
So He's waiting on us to come to Him and say, Daddy, I need to know something.
Absolutely.
And we can talk to Him just like that.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that so that our audience realizes that God will hear and answer. Okay? And your petition before Him does not always have to be in a statement. It can be in a question. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Chrys, how did you meet?
Well, that story is Pam Green actually spoke into my life back when I was in college at Clark Atlanta University. She sent a word, and that word came to pass and changed the entire course of my life. And then I guess now we're speeding up to now, and when she got the vision to do her album and came to me, we were just sisters, you know, sharing. And then God just dropped on it, and it's been history from there.
My. So you are working side by side, you and Jerrin, your company, Serenity Arts and Entertainment. Apparently, you are in the business of working with people who have projects, and so we want to make sure that folk know that.
Yes, Jerrin and I produce under Serenity Arts and Entertainment. We've been branding myself as an artist for years and the company, and then Pam is the first artist outside of myself to even come under our umbrella where we work in this capacity, and it's just been fantastic.
How long did it take for the project to come to this point?
From beginning to actual recording, it was about 1.5 years, 2-year project.
So it was a labor of love.
It really was.
Sometimes people think that it needs to happen overnight, but I'm sure there were many rehearsals and
Yes.
many, you know,
Yes.
we do it and we redo it and we keep redoing it until we perfect it.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want to put it out there until it is right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if you're just joining us, this is Deborah Holmes, your station manager, live in studio with our special guest on today, recording artist Pam Green, St. Louis's own, y'all,
Yes,
okay?
that's right.
Along with her manager, Chrys Yvette, and producer, Jerrin DeLoatch. And so you don't want to move the dial because we've got much more coming from this project right after this.
Lord, on this day, I come to you, alone and afraid. I don't know what to do. This madness has got the best of me. I need your mercy, I need your peace. So come into my heart, Lord, and take over my soul.